Hi everyone, be sure to drop a follow on my Twitch for all of my live streams, and also be sure to join the Discord so you know when I go live next. Hi everyone, I'm Noctis Kyrios, and today we're going to be reacting to some more collected Miscellany videos. I've honestly liked the previous videos, and I'm super excited to see the rest of them, the next batch, actually. So, yeah, for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Noctis Kyrios. I've been a singer here on YouTube for about 6 years now, and I've also been a Punishing Gray Raven player for about 2.5 years now. So, yeah, I'm super excited to see what these trailers have in store. So yeah, let's go. Kamisato Ayaka, Snow Dance Heroine.
In Inazuma City, the Shirasagi Himegimi is a name known to all. Those fortunate enough to meet Kamisato Ayaka in person describe her as the princess of the Kamisato clan. Graceful and dignified as a snow crane, but kind and gentle like a dove. She brings joy and hope to everyone she meets. The other half of perfection is, of course, martial prowess. So when Kamisato Ayaka draws her blade and assumes a fighting stance, her opponent should beware.
Kamisato Ayaka, present.
Okay, let's go.
A master of the Inazuman Kamisato art of Tachijutsu, Kamisato Ayaka has honed her blade work to the pinnacle of proficiency. She combines swift and agile strikes with the power of cryo to fight back against those of malicious intent. As
Okay,
the
another
daughter of
cryo
the Yashiro
character,
Commission's
okay.
Kamisato clan, Ayaka is versed in a variety of art forms. Her expertise in the art of the sword includes knowledge of advanced weaponry. When Ayaka crafts weapon ascension materials, she has a certain chance to receive double the product.
Oh, she's weapon ascension
Ayaka's
materials,
normal
okay.
attack can combo up to 5 strikes that deal physical damage to enemies. Holding the attack button consumes a set amount of stamina to perform the EI technique, unleashing a series of blade winds that deal physical damage to enemies.
That looks dope,
Ayaka
okay.
sprints, she cloaks herself in frozen fog, consuming stamina to move as a rapid torrent.
Okay,
While
that
in her
looks
Senho
dope.
state, Ayaka can travel swiftly over water. When she leaves Senho state and reappears, she applies the cryo element to nearby enemies. Also,
Oh,
she
that's
will
kinda
receive
good,
a cryo
actually.
infusion for a short duration. The cryo infusion converts Kamisato Ayaka's attack damage to cryo damage. After unlocking the talent Kanten Senmyo Blessing, if the cryo energy released when exiting Kamisato Art Senho comes into contact with an enemy, Ayaka will regain some stamina.
Okay.
Additionally, she will gain a temporary cryo damage bonus. Proficient use of these skills allows Kamisato Ayaka to move freely around the battlefield, putting her in the strongest possible position. A flick of the wrist with the poise of a dancer, and frost goes flying. Tapping Ayaka's elemental skill summons blooming ice, launching adjacent enemies and dealing AoE cryo damage. After unlocking the talent Amatsumi Kunitsumi Sanctification for a short duration after casting Kamisato Art Hyoka, Kamisato Ayaka's normal and charged attacks deal increased damage.
Kamisato Art, Sumetsu!
Kamisato Ayaka summons the frost with flawless poise, releasing a Frostflake Seki no To that travels forward. The Frostflake Seki no To is a storm of whirling icy winds that slashes repeatedly at enemies, dealing cryo damage and blooming at the end of its duration, dealing a further bout of AoE cryo damage. Even in the heat of battle, Kamisato Ayaka is the picture of elegance. Her own bladework philosophy adds finesse to Kamisato Art's Tachijutsu. With the choreography of a crane in the snow, she defeats her foes in a dance of frost. When the battle begins, Ayaka enters her Senho state, then swiftly draws near to her enemies to launch her attack. The versatile range of cryo abilities at her disposal creates opportunities to coordinate with her teammates. She gains control over her enemies, then alternates between normal and charged attacks to take them down one by one. When energy is full, Kamisato Ayaka unleashes her elemental burst to deal further damage and clean up the field.
Her animations look dope.
When Inazuma locals discuss the Yashiro Commission, they are full of praise for Kamisato Ayaka's cordial manner and sincerity of speech at social gatherings. When the name Shirasagi Himegimi is uttered, it is done so in tribute to her flawless etiquette and impeccable character. But what can anyone know of how Ayaka views herself in her innermost being? As the princess of the Yashiro Commission's Kamisato clan, Ayaka shoulders her family's duty to cherish the aspirations of ordinary people. But she also has dreams of her own that she holds dear. Perhaps the thing that she really needs is a companion on her journey, with whom to share a pot of tea and to play a game of Go. And with whom to stand shoulder to shoulder when it comes time to draw her blade.
Okay. Okay. Dope stuff. Good stuff. I really love Ayaka's animations. Especially her ice animations and like just her swordplay as well is amazing. And I love that she uses the fan as well during her ultimate. And I'm really interested, and that really piqued my interest about Ayaka's innermost character as well. I'm super excited to dive into her character when we get to it. So yeah, just good stuff. Anyways, let's move on to the next trailer. Yoimiya, Whispers of the Flames.
If you ever make it to Inazuma and ask the locals what to see while you're there, nearly everyone you talk to will emphatically recommend a fireworks display. Like shooting stars in reverse, they fly up into the night, then burst into color, illuminating the sky and sea and the faces of those watching below. This short but dazzling spectacle is all the work of one woman, Inazuma's most skilled fireworks expert, Yoimiya.
Let me give this shooting fireworks straight into the skies with a boat business a shot.
Oh,
In Yoimiya's
her. I
capable
love her
hands,
personality.
Her spectacular fireworks are not just the grand finale of a festival. They also make highly potent weapons for protecting her friends and fighting her foes. And no one has a flair for fighting with fireworks quite like her. Yoimiya's handiwork is exquisite, and she dabbles in many other crafts besides firework making, always adding her unique touch to all her work. When Yoimiya crafts decorations, ornaments, and landscape furnishings, a portion of the materials used will be refunded. Her normal attack can combo up to 5 consecutive shots, dealing physical damage. Holding the attack button executes a more precise aimed shot that deals increased damage. Based on the charge time, the aimed shot generates different effects. Charge level 1 fires off a flaming arrow that deals pyro damage.
Okay.
At charge level 2, depending on the exact charging time, the aimed shot generates up to 3 kindling arrows when she releases it.
Oh, damn,
Kindling
okay.
arrows home in on nearby enemies, dealing pyro damage. Tap Yoimiya's elemental skill and she waves a sparkler, causing a ring of saltpeter to surround her and sending her into the Niwabi Ensho state. During this time, arrows fired by Yoimiya's normal attack will be blazing arrows, increasing their damage and converting the attacks to pyro damage. However, during Niwabi Ensho, Yoimiya's normal attack, Firework Flare-Up, will not generate kindling arrows at charge level 2. After
Okay.
unlocking the talent Tricks of the Troublemaker, during Yoimiya's elemental skill duration, when her normal attack hits an enemy, she gains a stackable pyro damage bonus, which lasts for 3 seconds.
Here come the fireworks!
Okay.
Yoimiya leaps into the air, together with her original creation, Ryukin Saxifrage, firing forth blazing rockets bursting with surprises that deal AoE pyro damage, and mark one of the hit enemies with Aura's Blaze. All attacks by any party member other than Yoimiya that hit an enemy marked by Aura's Blaze will trigger explosions, dealing AoE pyro damage.
Okay.
If the enemy affected by Aura's Blaze is defeated before it expires, the effect will pass on to another nearby enemy who will inherit the remaining duration. Aura's Blaze explosions are subject to a short cooldown. After unlocking the talent Summer Night's Dawn, for a short duration after casting Yoimiya's elemental burst, nearby party members other than Yoimiya herself gain an attack bonus. This bonus is based on the number of Tricks of the Troublemaker stacks Yoimiya possesses when she unleashes her elemental burst. Armed with a pyro vision, Yoimiya has more than one way of playing with fire. This power takes her skills with the bow to another level, turning even her arrows into fireworks that send sparks flying all over the battlefield. In battle, Yoimiya begins by using her elemental skill to enter the Niwabi-Ensho state. Then she engages the enemy with enhanced normal attacks, using Tricks of the Troublemaker to stack up a pyro damage bonus. When Niwabi-Ensho ends, if her energy is full, she unleashes her elemental burst to further pressure the enemy, then leaves the field, supporting the rest of her team with an attack bonus and pyro damage, watching the enemy disappear in a dazzling display of light and smoke. As the explosions in the sky fade away, breathless spectators find their friends and leave. But Yoimiya is already busy preparing for the next display. It is a time-honored routine, unchanging night after night. And everyone in Inazuma looks forward to the splendid sight of her latest creations. After a brief moment, the dazzling flashes fade and the crowds are gone. After hundreds of years, this sight is nothing new to me. But who's to say that brief moments of splendor can't become everlasting memories? The god who pursues eternity has yet to realize that not all that endures is constant. Time can keep fireworks in people's minds long after they've faded. Just as, once in a while, it can send stars fixed high above, plummeting down to the ground.
Okay, I like her. I love her fireworks animations and her attacks. Especially when she, with her arrows as well. And I love those little, the whole firework motif that she has throughout all of her animation. I like it. She's definitely a character I feel like I'll pick up on my team if she ever comes around again. If her banner ever comes around again. But yeah, just great stuff. Loving the music as well. And yeah, just good stuff all around. Let's move on to the next trailer. Sayu, Whirling Wind Wheel.
Ninjas are often portrayed moving under the veil of night, stealthily conducting their mission in the shadows. As such, people tend to let their imaginations regarding ninjas run wild, filching objects in a flash, vanishing without a trace, and laying poisonous traps. Such skills are necessary to be worthy of the ninja title. But in the eyes of Ninja Sayu, no matter how profound the art of ninjutsu may be, it is to be used but for a single purpose: slacking off. To this ninja who never passes on an opportunity to be lazy, the stirring of the leaves is not the opportune diversion to strike her enemy. Rather, it's a favorable time to slip away for a nice nap.
Sayu, Shumatsuban at your disposal. Phew. But if you don't need me right now, I'm gonna grab some sleep.
Sayu is the
she's
Shumatsuban's
cute.
resident ninja, and the last successor of the Yuhu art. She uses the power of Animo to swiftly move across the battlefield, and wields a claymore much heavier than herself to protect her companions. As a master slacker, Sayu's most adept ninjutsu technique is the art of holding her breath. When Sayu is in the party, Your characters can approach crystal flies, lizards, and other certain animals without startling them. Sayu's normal attack can combo up to 4 strikes, dealing physical damage to enemies. Holding the attack steadily consumes stamina, while Sayu spins her claymore, dealing physical damage to nearby enemies. Once Sayu stops spinning her blade, she unleashes a more powerful
spin
that
to win.
launches smaller enemies within her range. Tap Sayu's elemental skill to perform a special ninjutsu technique of the Yuhu art, in which Sayu curls up and enters the Fufu wind wheel state and rolls forward for a certain distance, smashing into opponents at high speed, dealing anemo damage. When the skill ends, Sayu performs a Fufu whirlwind kick, dealing AoE anemo damage.
Alright.
Holding her elemental skill casts Yuhu art Fuin Dash, causing Sayu to roll continuously in the Fufu wind wheel state, increasing Sayu's resistance to interruption while within that state. During this time, Sayu can control the direction of her roll, and can cast the skill again to end her wind wheel state early. Upon ending it, she unleashes a stronger version of the Fufu whirlwind kick, dealing a single instance of AoE anemo damage. The longer Sayu remains in her wind wheel state, the longer the skill's cooldown will become. After holding her elemental skill and entering the wind wheel state, if Sayu comes into contact with Hydro, Pyro, Cryo, or Electro, elemental absorption will occur, causing her to absorb that element and deal additional elemental damage of that type. Elemental absorption may only occur once per use of this skill. With adept use of Fufu wind wheel state, Sayu can swiftly roll across the battlefield to trigger swirl reactions in tandem with other party members. In the open world, Sayu can make use of her Fufu wind wheel to quickly cover distances, aiding with exploration.
Ninjutsu!
Unleash her elemental burst to deal anemo damage to nearby opponents, as well as heal all nearby party members. The amount of HP restored is based on Sayu's attack. Additionally, Sayu performs another ninjutsu technique of the Yuhu art, summoning Sayu's trusty helper, Muji Muji Daruma. At specific intervals, Muji Muji Daruma will take one of several actions based on the situation around it. If the HP of nearby characters is relatively high, it will attack a nearby opponent, dealing anemo damage. If there are nearby characters with HP below a certain percentage, it will heal the character with the lowest HP percentage left.
Okay, that's pretty good.
The amount of HP restored is based on Sayu's attack. If there are no opponents nearby, then it will focus on healing characters, even if the characters already have relatively high percentages of HP. After unlocking the talent No Work Today, when Muji Muji Daruma heals a character, it will also heal a certain percentage of HP for other nearby characters on the battlefield. And when it attacks opponents, it will have an increased AoE. Perhaps in Sayu's heart, being neither eye-catching nor of extraordinary strength, she feels that her teammates are better suited for tackling the tasks at hand. In the meanwhile, Sayu can ensure they stay fit for combat. When Sayu triggers a swirl reaction on the battlefield, she will regenerate HP for your characters in the party and all nearby allied characters. Additionally, the amount of healing will also benefit from Sayu's elemental mastery. This effect can occur only once per set time period. Though it may seem that sleepy Sayu is always slacking off, she is still quite loyal to her commitments, or to put it another way, inescapable duties. She rolls nimbly across the battlefield, providing reliable support to her teammates. In combat, Sayu relies on her Fufu wind wheel to move swiftly, quickly closing the distance on her enemies and crashing into them to trigger swirl reactions, while simultaneously providing healing for her team. When energy is full, Sayu can unleash her elemental burst to summon Muji Muji Daruma, whether it's to heal her teammates or to increase damage against her opponents. Muji Muji Daruma can adapt to the situation and protect Sayu's precious companions. Striving for the dreams of your youthhood is an admirable thing indeed. Only by improving yourself can you face the vicissitudes of life. And when it comes to improving yourself, whether it's sharpening your combat skills or simply trying to grow taller, to the young, anything worth striving for is a truly valuable endeavor.
True.
Now that I think about it, I too was probably once that way. Naive, persistent, and untiring. I'm only joking, of course. I've long forgotten the happenings of hundreds of years ago.
Okay, damn. Wonder who this guy narrator guy is. Don't spoil it for me, please. But honestly, she seems just a really cute character. I like her. Just a really cute character overall. I like it. I like her. I don't know if she'll be a permanent fixture in my party, but I don't know. Who knows? Anyways, let's move on to the next video. Raiden Shogun. Tranquil Thunder. Let's go.
In the eyes of Inazumans, the Raiden Shogun is not only an archon, but also a symbol. She is their superior leader who embodies eternal thunder and radiance. Her Excellency, the almighty Narukami Ogosho, 1,000-year-old protector of Inazuma. Little do they know that the current ruler of Inazuma, the Raiden Shogun, residing high up in Tenshukaku, is no longer the same archon who emerged victorious from the Archon War.
The campaign begins.
The Raiden Shogun is a martial artist in pursuit of perfection, with a sole goal of achieving eternity. No matter who stands in her way to eternal euthymia, they have no chance against the divine punishment that shines down with her bidding. It was the Raiden Shogun who originated the Inazuman art of sword and polearm, as well as a variety of blade forging techniques. When ascending swords and polearms, the amount of mora spent by the Raiden Shogun will be decreased.
Okay.
The Raiden Shogun's normal attack can combo up to 5 strikes with her polearm, dealing physical damage. Holding the attack button consumes a set amount of stamina to perform an upward slash, dealing physical damage. Despite claiming to be detached from the mortal world, perhaps the Raiden Shogun still remembers her role as an archon. She accrues the aspirations of all living creatures for her chakra desiderata.
Oh, yeah.
When party members other than her use their elemental bursts, the Raiden Shogun will build up resolve stacks for chakra desiderata based on the energy cost of the bursts used. Then, use up all the resolve accrued to empower her next elemental burst. The resolve accrued by chakra desiderata will dissipate once the Shogun is out of combat for a set time. The exalted archon devoted to eternity. What caused her to stop in her tracks and listen to the wishes of her people? After unlocking the talent Wishes Unnumbered, the elemental orbs and particles collected by nearby party members will grant additional resolve for chakra desiderata once per set time period.
Okay.
Upon tapping her elemental skill, the Raiden Shogun unveils a shard of her euthymia, dealing electro damage to nearby opponents, and granting nearby party members the Eye of Stormy Judgment. When characters carrying it attack and deal damage to opponents, the Eye of Stormy Judgment will unleash a coordinated attack, dealing AoE electro damage. The characters who gained the Eye of Stormy Judgment will have their elemental burst damage increased, based on the energy cost of the elemental bursts unleashed. Thanks to the Eye of Stormy Judgment, the Raiden Shogun can aid her teammates without being on the battlefield, boosting their offensive capabilities.
Now you shall perish!
Okay. Let's go.
Gathering truths unnumbered and the resolve of wishes uncounted, the Raiden Shogun unleashes the Musou no Hitotachi, dealing AoE electro damage, using Musou Ishin in combat for a certain duration afterward. The damage dealt by Musou no Hitotachi and Musou Ishin's attacks is based on the number of chakra desiderata's resolve stacks consumed when this skill is used. While using Musou Ishin in combat, the Shogun's normal, charged, and plunging attacks will be regarded as elemental burst damage, and will be infused with electro damage which cannot be overridden. When such attacks hit opponents, she will regenerate energy for all nearby party members. While in this state, the Raiden Shogun's resistance to interruption is increased, and she is immune to electrocharge damage. After unlocking the talent Enlightened One, if the Shogun's energy recharge surpasses a certain value, the surplus energy recharge grants her a percentage-based electro damage bonus, and more energy restoration while in Musou Ishi. The Raiden Shogun can accelerate the elemental burst rotation of her party while making the elemental bursts of her teammates more powerful. Such a seasoned leader like her remains fearless in the face of any encounter. In combat, the Raiden Shogun can use the Eye of Stormy Judgment to help teammates in difficult fights. When her teammates unleash elemental bursts or collect elemental orbs or particles, the Shogun gains more resolve for Chakra Desiderata. Wait for an opportune moment to unleash Musou no Hitotachi to deal lethal damage to your enemies. And enter Musou Ishin to clean up the battlefield while regenerating energy for the whole party. To enable a round of elemental bursts that will strike foes down as fast as lightning.
Yo, she looks insane.
Neighboring the Dark Sea, Inazuma has witnessed many a war. For the pursuit of eternity and the prosperity of Inazuma, the Raiden Shogun stuck stubbornly to her path. But what let some bloom made others wither. There is no gain without the pain of loss. When facing their fears, Archons and mortals are all the same. Yet Archons are born arrogant. By attempting to grasp the heavenly principles, she brought a disaster upon mortals. Perhaps some may say that I'm overstating what happened, but I'm just speaking from experience after all.
Yo? What did he mean by that? What did he mean by that? Anyways, don't spoil that. She looks amazing. She looks amazing. Her animations look amazing. Her character model and design looks amazing. The effects look great as well. I love it. I just love the speed of her gameplay. It's amazing. She's just great, dude. And if she ever rolls around again, like on the banners, I'm 100% pulling. 100%. Yeah. Just great stuff. I love the music as well, and yeah, I'm 100% pulling. Anyways, let's move on to the next video. Aloy, Mystical Glow of Frost. Ah, the collab character.
If memory serves me right, the last time an Outlander visited Tibet was centuries ago. Imagine my surprise when I discovered yet another guest during my most recent travels. A machine hunter, an outcast of the Nora tribe. Oh my, I cannot wait to learn more about her and her abilities. Let's not dilly-dally and begin our research.
Aloy here. I don't know this world, but my arrows are sharp and my bow's ready.
Based on my observations, Aloy is highly proficient with a bow and arrow. She can
Aloy,
limit her
okay.
prey's mobility with the power of cryo, aiding companions in setting up ambushes. Rejected by her tribe since birth, Aloy gained her hunting prowess under the watchful eye of an experienced hunter. Like any successful adventurer, hunters never rush into danger. One must tactfully hide and wait to strike. When Aloy is in the party, animals that produce foul, raw meat, or chilled meat will not be startled when approached. Aloy's normal attack deals physical damage and can combo up to 4 consecutive shots. For a more precise aimed shot with increased damage, hold the attack button. Aiming will also accumulate frost on the arrowhead, which will deal cryo damage once fully charged. Tap Aloy's elemental skill to throw a freeze bomb in the targeted direction that explodes on impact, dealing cryo damage. When it detonates, the bomb will split into chill water bomblets that explode on contact with opponents or after a short delay, dealing cryo damage. Such an ingenious blasting design. When a freeze bomb or chill water bomblet hits an opponent, the opponent's attack is reduced. and Aloy receives a coil stack, which increases her normal attack damage. When she has 4 stacks, the coil effect is removed, and Aloy gains Rushing Ice for a set time period, which additionally increases her normal attack damage and converts her normal attack damage into cryo damage. While under the effect of Rushing Ice, Aloy cannot receive new coil stacks. Coil effects will be cleared once Aloy leaves the field for a set time. After unlocking the talent Combat Override, for a certain duration after gaining the coil effect, Aloy increases the attack of all party members. This effect cannot stack.
The hunt is on!
Aloy throws a power cell filled with cryo in the targeted direction, then detonates it with an arrow, dealing AoE cryo damage. An explosive infused with elemental energy. Remarkable. If utilized in the right time and place, its effectiveness will be indisputable. A good hunter can deliver a decisive blow or hold their own during a long battle. After unlocking the talent Strong Strike, when Aloy is in the Rushing Ice state conferred by Frozen Wilds, her cryo damage bonus gradually increases. Aloy is a skilled hunter who moves with great precision, like a cat in pursuit of its prey. It'll be difficult to escape her attacks once she locks onto her target. Any foe can be conquered with the joint forces of her and her companions. In combat, Aloy often opens up with her freeze bomb and accumulates coil stacks while her teammates launch their attacks. Once an opponent is hit by a freeze bomb or chill water bomblet, the party's attack will be increased thanks to the Combat Override talent. When Aloy reaches 4 coil stacks, she enters the Rushing Ice state. This makes her arrows even more lethal as they'll pierce enemies with biting frost. Combine this with the talent Strong Strike to constantly increase Aloy's cryo damage during Rushing Ice. When her energy is full, Aloy unleashes her elemental burst that wipes out opponents in the target area.
The animation looks decent. Yeah, the animations look decent.
I hope you found my research as informative as I did. As a sorceress, I love making new discoveries.
Who are you?
Examining all kinds of otherworldly things and using that knowledge to create something new. Maybe Aloy and I are more alike than it may seem. Though she plays so many roles in her homeworld, Aloy begins her journey into Vat with a clean slate. She'll get to know new places, meet new companions, and reconsider what her homeland means to her. With her survival skills, adventuring into Vat should be a breeze. If only she'd let me tinker with her bombs a little.
Okay, who the hell is that voiceover, man? Okay, I'll be honest here. Kinda mid for me. I don't really care for her all too much, I'll be honest. It's kinda weird. Who the hell was the voiceover? Like, Aloy's animations were kinda mid. They were kinda decent enough, but like, it's nothing like too interesting. IMO. Yeah, it was just really nothing too interesting or groundbreaking, IMO. Anyways, yeah, that's all I really have to say. Anyways, let's move on to the next video. Kujo Sara, Thunderstrike Feather.
The Tengu of Inazuma dwell in the mountain forests, rarely appearing in human society. To live among humans as Kujo Sara does, not to mention serve as their army general, is almost unheard of. One wonders if, in her eyes, the profound seclusion of the densely wooded mountains and the eternity pined for by the Raiden Shogun bear any similarity to each other.
I will lead us to victory.
As general of the Tenryo Commission, Kujo Sara is a fearless warrior and a formidable leader. As one of Tengu blood, she can summon the mighty power of Tengu Jurai to rouse her troops. As she leads them into the heat of battle, the Tengu are known for their agility, and Kujo Sara knows Inazuma exceptionally well, as her role requires her to move around frequently and rapidly. When Kujo Sara is dispatched on an expedition in Inazuma, she completes the task in a reduced time. Kujo Sara's normal attack can combo up to 5 consecutive shots, dealing physical damage. Holding the attack button executes a more precise shot that deals increased damage. While aiming, crackling lightning accumulates on the arrowhead. An arrow fully charged with the storm's might will deal electro damage to enemies on impact. When Kujo Sara casts her elemental skill, she retreats rapidly with the speed of a Tengu, then summons the protection of the Crow Feather in the form of Crow Feather cover. When Kujo Sara fires a fully charged aimed shot, Crow Feather cover is consumed, and a Crow Feather is left where the arrow strikes.
Oh, damn.
After a short duration, the Crow Feather triggers Tengu Jurai Ambush, which deals electro damage to enemies in its AoE, and grants the active character within its AoE an attack bonus, based on Kujo Sara's base attack. Skilled use of this technique allows Kujo Sara to rapidly evade enemy attacks, and also set the stage for a robust counterattack from an advantageous position. After unlocking the talent Immovable Will, after gaining Crow Feather cover by casting her elemental skill, Kujo Sara's aimed shots reach full charge more quickly. Kujo Sara is an intelligent and capable general. Troop morale is all the stronger
love her wings,
just
man.
for knowing she is in command. After unlocking the talent Decorum, when Tengu Jurai Ambush hits an enemy, all party members restore some energy, the amount of which is based on Kujo Sara's energy recharge. This effect can be triggered once per set time period.
Glory to the Shogun!
Kujo Sara casts down Tengu Jurai Titan Breaker, dealing AoE electro damage. Afterwards, Tengu Jurai Titan Breaker spreads out into 4 consecutive bouts of Tengu Jurai Storm Cluster, dealing AoE electro damage. Both Titan Breaker and Storm Cluster can provide the active character within their AoE with the same attack bonus as given by Tengu Jurai Ambush. The attack bonus provided by various kinds of Tengu Jurai cannot be stacked. The effect and duration is determined by the last Tengu Jurai to take effect. Kujo Sara is a seasoned war veteran, and a leader greatly admired by her subordinates. She uses the secret techniques of the Tengu to bolster her forces, and empower them to win victory after victory. In battle, Kujo Sara must make deft use of her elemental skill to adjust her strategic position, and use charged shots to trigger Tengu Jurai Ambush, dealing damage to the enemy while providing attack bonuses to teammates, and restoring energy for the whole party. When energy is full, Kujo Sara unleashes her elemental burst to assault the enemy, and once again provide a Tengu Jurai attack bonus, paving the way for her forces to swoop in and crush the enemy's defenses.
Okay, so this is basically a buffer.
Raised by humans, Kujo Sara heeds the call of humanity, forsaking her own kind, to fight for the mortal world in battle. Perhaps those who achieve such outstanding feats are too satisfied with their own brilliance to realize that their god has raised them in a prison. Sometimes I cannot decide whether the greater tragedy is to have lost all one's own ambition, or to have adopted the wishes of a god as one's own.
Damn. That is kind of sad when you put it that way. But she looks pretty cool. I like the whole feather motif, the crow feather motif. I actually quite like it, because you don't see that too often with these kind of characters, and I dig it. I also like her 4 wings as well. She looks pretty cool. I'm definitely open to testing her and seeing how she plays myself, if she ever comes around. But yeah, just good stuff. Love the music, love the presentation, and love the little bits of lore here too. I learned a lot more about her character as well. I love it. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. Sangonomiya Kokomi, The Secret Tides of the Heart. Let's go.
In the western regions of Inazuma lies Watatsumi Island, home to a culture and natural landscape unique in the entire archipelago. According to legend, Orobaxi was Watatsumi Island's guardian deity. Even after being slain, this god's will to protect the island flowed on in the Sangonomiya clan. The current heir to this bloodline is known as the Divine Priestess, Sangonomiya Kokomi.
All is accounted for. Let's move out.
Her role is to serve as the island's leader, as well as commander of its armed forces.
Whoa.
Behind her
The
delicate
background
appearance
looks amazing.
lies the mind of a brilliant tactician. She is adept in harnessing the power of Hydro to aid her forces in battle. As their commander, she bravely leads her troops into the fray, sweeping away enemies like sand in the tide. Kokomi spent her childhood on Watatsumi Island. Playing among darting fish and rolling waves, she feels at home in the water. When Sangonomiya Kokomi is in your party, she reduces swimming stamina consumption for your own party members, making exploration faster. Kokomi's normal attack performs up to 3 consecutive strikes that take the form of swimming fish, dealing hydro damage.
Alright.
Holding the attack button consumes a set amount of stamina and deals AoE hydro damage after a short casting time. Tap Kokomi's elemental skill to summon a Bakekurage created from water that can heal her allies. This ability applies the wet status to Kokomi. The Bakekurage periodically deals hydro damage to surrounding enemies, while also healing nearby active characters. The healing amount scales with Kokomi's max HP.
Okay. So she's a bit of a healer, okay.
Covenants of the Deep!
Kokomi summons the might of Watatsumi, dealing hydro damage to surrounding enemies, and dons her watery ceremonial garment. While enrobed in the ceremonial garment, Kokomi's normal attack, charged attack, and Bakekurage damage are increased. And she regenerates HP for all nearby party members when her normal and charged attacks hit opponents. Kokomi's damage increase and the healing amount both scale with her max HP. Additionally, Kokomi's ceremonial garment increases her resistance to interruption and allows her to walk on the water's surface. After unlocking the talent
Whoa,
Thoma
she's
has
literally
casted,
Jesus.
casting Kokomi's elemental burst refreshes the duration of her Bakekurage if already on the battlefield. In the pure glow of her water-woven garment, Kokomi draws power from the traditional song of the Divine Priestess. After unlocking the talent Song of Pearls, when enrobed by the ceremonial garment, Kokomi's max HP base damage dealt by her normal and charged attacks is further increased by an amount that scales with her own healing bonus. Kokomi plans meticulously for every battle she faces. Her thorough attention to detail ensures that her forces will emerge victorious.
Alright.
Sangonomiya Kokomi sacrifices Crit Lake to increase her healing bonus. Matched with her talent Song of Pearls, she offers stability in any conflict. In the chaos of battle, victory and defeat can hinge on a single moment. Versed in the art of war, Kokomi knows to stay calm and composed as she develops her winning strategy. The survival of her forces being a key part of her ability to seize the moment of victory. In battle, Kokomi uses the Bakekurage summoned by her elemental skill to recover HP for her teammates, and set up perfect conditions for hydro-elemental reactions, assisting her allies on the offensive. When needed, she personally joins the fray to unleash her elemental burst, strengthening her abilities with the ceremonial garment. Then, with the aid of her teammates and her Bakekurage, she attacks like a tidal wave, overwhelming the enemy and securing victory. Long ago, a god defeated the enemies from the deep and raised the people of Watatsumi from the desolate seabed. Later, another god vanquished their beloved Watatsumi Omikami, leaving the deathly Tataragami in its wake. If you were to liken human history to a great battle, the actions of gods would seem as difficult to predict as the weather, a capricious variable. Faced with such turbulent storms, who knows how long this girl who carries a divine will can protect the people of this island.
She looks great, man. I like it. She looks pretty cool. No pun intended. I love the whole sea aesthetic, especially with the whole jellyfish thing that she has as well, and the whole water garment that she has as well, made out of water. That was a really nice touch as well. I love it. And she looks beautiful, man. I won't lie. I like her. She seems like she would be really useful as well. Yeah, she seems like she'd be a really useful unit. Anyways, let's move on to the next video. Thoma, Crimson Armor of Loyalty. Let's go.
Strict regulations govern everything in Inazuma. Outlanders looking for a home away from home face many obstacles here. So how did a Mondstadter called Thoma earn a reputation as a local fixer and secure a job?
Oh, he's from
with the
Mondstadt.
Yashima Commission?
Okay.
Is this a testament to the Kamisato clan's magnanimity, or to Thoma's exceptional abilities?
Where we headed this time?
Thoma is well connected and values his companions both in everyday life and in combat. He fights to defend the ones he holds dear. When crisis comes, Thoma's urge to defend kicks in as he dons his armor and grabs his polearm to help his friends fend off their foes with scorching flames. He is someone that his team can always rely on. Thoma takes to new life skills like a fish to water. After arriving in Inazuma, he quickly learned how to partake of the bountiful blessings found in the nation's waters. After Thoma becomes your travel companion, when travelers go fishing in Inazuma,
Hey,
there
fishing!
is a certain chance to receive double the catch with Thoma's help. Thoma's normal attack can combo up to 4 strikes, dealing physical damage. Holding the attack button, Thoma consumes a certain amount of stamina to perform a charged attack, lunging forward and dealing physical damage to enemies in his path. Tap Thoma's elemental skill, and he vaults forward with his polearm to deliver a fling-filled flying kick, dealing AoE pyro
looks
damage,
dope.
while also summoning a defensive blazing barrier. At the moment of casting, this skill applies pyro to Thoma. The blazing barrier absorbs damage and is especially effective against pyro damage. The damage absorption scales off of Thoma's max HP. Also, when a new blazing barrier is obtained, the existing barrier's damage absorption will stack, and the duration is refreshed. The blazing barrier's damage absorption cannot exceed a certain percentage of Thoma's max HP.
I got you covered!
When Thoma unleashes his elemental burst, he spins his polearm, slicing at his foes with roaring flames, dealing AoE pyro damage, and producing a scorching Oyoroi. While scorching Oyoroi is in effect, the active character's normal attacks will trigger fiery collapses, dealing AoE pyro damage, and summoning a blazing barrier. Except for the amount of damage they can absorb, the blazing barriers created in this way are identical to those created by Thoma's elemental skill. After unlocking the talent Flaming Assault, damage dealt by Crimson Oyoroi's fiery collapse is increased by an amount that scales with Thoma's max HP. Thoma's robust defense will not be torn down easily. It gets all the more resilient as the battle heats up. After unlocking the talent Imbricated Armor, when a blazing barrier is obtained or refreshed, the active character's shield strength is increased. Thoma is a dependable companion. He ardently believes in defending others. Even in the fiercest of battles, you can trust him to have your back. During battle, Thoma uses Blazing Barrier to protect other party members, allowing them to safely go on the offensive. When he casts his elemental burst, the Scorching Oyoroi provides both attack and defense. Party members under Scorching Oyoroi's protection benefit from increased odds of survival and can also trigger fiery collapses with their normal attacks. The pyro damage support that Thoma provides in this way further enhances the party's attack capabilities.
Okay, so he's kind of like a sub DPS slash tank. Okay.
As an outsider in Inazuma, Thoma is often viewed as someone who doesn't belong. To this day, many believe the slander behind his back. But through his own hard work and the Kamisato clan's tolerant attitude, Thoma has carved out a space for himself here, despite the somewhat hostile environment. Occasionally a thought crosses my mind. If one who has turned their back on the gods ever chose to follow them once more, would any such favorable treatment be extended to them? Regrettably, no opportunity of this nature exists, nor would I have the desire to take it. Over centuries of futility, I have at least learned one thing. So long as you have determination, you can always keep going. A defender's will is a precious thing, and hatred can serve to nourish it.
Okay. That is a valuable life lesson. I like that. And honestly, he looks pretty good. I like his animations and stuff. He looks pretty dope. I won't lie. He looks really cool. The way he moves and stuff. And how he fights. I like it. Anyway. Alright, let's move on to the next trailer. And this will probably be the last trailer. This last trailer slash demo slash whatever this is for today. And this is for Arataki Itto, Supreme Super Strength. Let's go.
In recent years, the efforts of one young Crimson Oni have earned the loud and proud Arataki gang a certain measure of fame in Inazuma City's Hanamizaka district. Or perhaps that should be infamy. Either way, when it comes to their founder and leader, Arataki Itto, everyone has to agree he's one of a kind.
Arataki numero uno Itto here in the flesh.
Agreed.
If you claim you've never heard of the Arataki gang, don't be surprised if Itto takes it as an intentional provocation. In protest, he'll lift his hefty claymore and show off a few of his signature charged attacks, just so everyone knows who's the baddest Oni in town. Arataki Itto brags that with his Oni strength, even the sturdiest of trees can be felled.
Oh yeah?
With Arataki Itto in the party, when your party members attack trees to obtain wood resources, they have a chance to get an additional log of wood.
Oh, nice.
Arataki Itto's normal attack can combo up to 4 strikes. When his second and fourth strikes hit enemies, Itto will gain 1 or 2 stacks of superlative super strength, respectively, up to a max of 5 stacks. For a short time after sprinting or using his elemental skill, Itto can continue his normal attack chain where it left off.
Oh, okay. That
When
seems pretty
performing
good.
a charged attack, if Itto has any superlative super strength stacks, he will unleash Arataki Kesagiri slashes without consuming stamina. Each slash consumes 1 stack of superlative super strength. When the last stack is consumed, Itto delivers a powerful final slash.
Oh,
If no
nice.
superlative super strength is available, Itto's charged attack consumes stamina to perform a single Saichi Monji slash. After unlocking the talent Arataki Ichiban, when Arataki Itto uses Arataki Kesagiri, he slashes with increased attack speed, and his resistance to interruption is also increased. These effects will be cleared once he stops performing consecutive slashes. Tap Itto's elemental skill, and he hurls Ushi, the young Akaushi bull and auxiliary member of the Arataki gang, dealing geo damage to enemies.
Okay.
When Ushi hits enemies, Arataki Itto gains a stack of superlative super strength. Holding the elemental skill button allows Itto to adjust Ushi's throwing angle. Ushi
Oh, he has his own
HP based
pet?
on percentage
Oh,
of Arataki
okay.
Itto's max HP, and continuously taunts surrounding enemies. When Ushi takes damage, Arataki Itto gains a stack of superlative super strength. Ushi will flee when its HP reaches 0 or its duration ends, and Arataki Itto gains a stack of superlative super strength as it leaves. Ushi is considered a
Alright.
geo-construct, and Arataki Itto can only deploy one Ushi on the field at any
Oh, he's
time.
considered a
coming
Geo.
through.
Okay. That's interesting.
When Itto unleashes his elemental burst, he lets out his inner raging Oni King for a time, and wields his Oni King's Kanabo in battle. For the burst's duration, Itto's elemental and physical resistance are decreased, but his normal, charged, and plunging attacks are converted to Geo damage that cannot be overridden. Also, Itto's normal attack speed is increased, and his attack is increased, based on his defense. During the Raging Oni
nice.
King state, when the first or third strikes of his attack hits an enemy, Itto gains a stack of superlative super strength. With adept use of this effect, Itto can overwhelm the enemy with more Arataki Kesagiri slashes, and vaunt the might of the Arataki gang. Itto's Crimson Oni bloodline is not only a point of pride, it's his source of strength in battle. After unlocking the talent Bloodline of the Crimson Oni, Arataki Kesagiri damage is increased by an amount that scales with Itto's defense.
Alright.
Arataki Itto's life is one where a new challenger could appear at any moment. But as a self-professed tough guy, he won't go down without a fight. No matter who the opponent, he's always itching to show off his awesome skills and attain victory with style. During battle, Arataki Itto uses his normal attacks and elemental skill to accumulate stacks of superlative super strength, then batters the enemy with the Arataki Kesagiri charged attack. When his energy is full, Arataki Itto unleashes his elemental burst to enter the Raging Oni King state, greatly enhancing his abilities.
Alright.
In this state, Itto can quickly stack up that superlative super strength and use Arataki Kesagiri slashes to crush those who dare challenge him.
Nice.
Compared to his peers, Arataki Itto has lived a colorful life and is familiar with the inside of a prison cell, fully qualifying him as the
Damn.
rightful leader of the Arataki gang. Though some may contest his way of handling things, the members of this young Crimson Oni's gang choose to follow him, despite the diet of grilled lavender melon. Well, it's one way of living. And ultimately, surviving on sporadic work and next to no mora is still an easier task than trying to deny your destiny.
Yo. Also, is Itto voiced by Max Middleman? Because I definitely hear him, I think, in him. Honestly, I like him. And I actually want to pull for him. I will not lie to you. I'd actually want to pull for him and use him in my team. Because he looks dope. He seems really funny as a character. And I dig it. Yeah, man. Great character to end off on, dude. I like it. He's honestly probably one of the best Claymore users I've actually seen in this game. Honestly. And just great stuff, man. Love the music as well. I love the lore. Little bits of lore and character background these trailers have shown about all the characters. But overall, just great stuff, man. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please drop a like on the video. And also, if you want to see more, please subscribe. And please let me know what you thought of the video down in the comments below. And thank you guys again so much for watching. Remember to stay humble and be kind to people. And see you guys later.